Last time on Dice Funk.
Ooh, I could have 2 vents, and then I could poke the 2 vents together and see if they make a cool third thing.
Are you counting the purple one in the church as yours, Barbella?
Have you been in the super darkness?
Your school is asking for specific defense spells, powerful protective magics which require specific material components. A devil's liver.
Ooh.
Of course. Perhaps you are used to dealing with more subterfuge than I will bring to the table. I am a simple man. I will not send you on a quest or try to trick or manipulate you. If you want my shark soldiers, I require 1,000,000 gold pieces.
But Barbella sort of gets up and shakes her competitor's hand and goes, good fight. Next time I enter a tournament, I guess I won't stay up all night reading scripture the night before. Not a good recipe for being awake, but you fought well.
Oh, thank you. I've strength trained for so long. I really ate all my Wheaties. I've worked really hard for this, so that means a lot. Thank you.
Do you need us to beat them up for you?
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Can you do that?
Certainly nothing we would want to have happen around here, but I mean, listen, taking out one threat from the elves, not a problem. I don't think there's a huge issue. See if we can do something about this cartel problems you've been having too, to offer some more security and safety.
This is a real good fucking material to just be in the air in a religious institution.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna really help sell people on this religion if you enter our church building and start feeling at one with all of humanity.
Yeah, you get bonus points. In fact, for a crit, I'm going to give you even more than I was planning on. The connection between the banyan tree and the riddle fish. If something bad happened to one of them, something bad would happen to the other.
Yeah, that's a yellow slug with sort of black markings on it that does look very much like a banana.
Austin, okay, listen, if you really didn't want to do a downtime scene with me that bad, you could have just asked, okay? You didn't have to kill Holly off just to avoid that, all right?
We're still doing it. You're just going to be talking to Miss Killings, who I have plans for. It's going to be very exciting. You can tell, audience, that this is the first episode recorded after Hylia exploded. You have heard it a whole Christian month ago, but it just happened to us.
I as soon as I heard that, I'm like, this is the thing I have to kind of grill Austin on. It's like I was looking forward for some up nose turning from Hylia about Boyce's whatever it is, and now I'm gonna have to get that from Miss Killings. Really? Okay. Well,
yeah, I have a bit prepared. I don't want to ruin it right now.
No. We'll save it for when we get there.
But yeah, any reactions? Because obviously the audience has known the whole time that this tournament is about gathering allies against both White the Storm Giant and the Coral Kingdom. But this is only really coming into focus for Wet Team at this moment.
Here's my response to that. Whatever we're currently doing, wherever we're walking to as this episode starts, Barbella is excitedly babbling, going, I don't know what it was about being in the church, but I felt really, really religiously invigorated. I've come up with a riddle, and I think it's the first riddle I've done that's ever actually been good, and it's about the tree and the serpent, and how they're both kind of the same thing. I cannot wait to go up to the surface and confer with the tree pope.
In the background, you just hear like a muffled explosion from the surface.
Don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. Poem's fucking good though. My riddle thing, it's magic. I did a good one.
And then all of a sudden, a burning branch that's still on fire underwater hits Boyce in the back of the head, and he looks over. It's like, oh, that's kind of weird. Just keeps walking, just like.
Yeah, they're both supposed to be simultaneous. This is the third arc, the third episode of each arc, so the timing makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when there's going to be a good opportunity for this, but I have legitimately written what I think might be Barbella's first vaguely competent riddle.
Well, I think the main thing we have to focus on right now is like the action in the ring, or the square ring, I guess.
Yep, we have 2 simultaneous scenes happening at the end of the last episode. We ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger as Reaper gets in the ring with Goldsby the Great, a great white shark Kuatoa, while meanwhile Boyce and Barbella go to investigate the krill cartel at the ranch, at the farm you've been to a couple times, which is run by the Banana Boys, and their leader has just revealed himself. Baron Valenzuela, the Banana Baron. I have put his picture in the Roll20 here. He is beautiful. He has a little bit of the mottled color of like a banana. It's not just yellow, but like a little bit of like, the bananas kind of starting to go, a little overripe here. I love this about them.
Oh yeah,
They're really committing to the bit.
like literally radioactive looking yellow friend.
Uh-huh.
And the next to them are the Sea Angel and the Emerald Sea Slug.
Yeah, it's a leaf. I think it's called a leaf sheep. Is what this kind of sea slug is called. It looks like it's covered in little leaves. They are so fucking adorable. You can tell I fell down a sea slug rabbit hole before this season. I have like a dozen.
The other one you've got on here, I'm looking at it, and all it reminds me of is playing Trauma Center and the little bugs that you would have to zap with the laser into people's body.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep, so if you're keeping track at home, there are 3 factions you can ally with. You have 1 friendship point with each. Getting all the spell components for the cephalids, basically destroying the krill cartel or gathering intel on the krill cartel for the leshy, and basically just bribing the sharks. They just want money. So before we start Reaper, do you want to bet on your own fight, or does anyone want to bet on this fight? Because this is an option you have. Basically, if you win 3 big bets, you can just pay off the shark faction.
It seems wild to me that I could bet on my own fight, but if I can, then 100%, I'm just gonna be like, everything on me.
If you haven't like wasted a ridiculous number of resources right now and are in an okay state, Barbella will throw cash in on you.
Yeah, there's no overseeing body that's going to try to throw you out of the tournament if you're betting on yourself. Betting's not illegal yet.
Look, if they haven't noticed that I threw a fight for someone's gambling reasons, they're not going to notice you betting via us on a fight that you actually try and win.
Yeah, I made if you want to throw a fight, you do have to roll something. But if just to winning it, I mean, listen, there might be consequences. I don't know. Yeah, that's why we roll dice. Also, this isn't supposed to be a commentary on current events. R.I.P. Shohei Ohtani or whatever's going on there.
Shohei Ohtani.
You probably know better.
Goodbye to his interpreter at the very least, and now other questions begin.
Barbella trusts Reaper. Barbella would throw in put all the money down on Reaper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we haven't kept track of finances. That was a season 4 thing when we were all broke, but generally it's like a if you need it sort of thing. It could become relevant, but in Reaper's character sheet, she has a signet ring. I think that was just something I got for a pack or a background feat or something like that. So I also had that vial of red spice and some other stuff. So if I have any collateral, then yes, I will put it forward. But essentially, I don't Reaper doesn't have a small fortune. I don't know if she gets paid for anything she does.
Yeah, so I don't want to track actual individual gold pieces. This is about putting up something valuable narratively. So for your weapons, for example, your +1 weapons would all be worth wagering. And because you did gather that valuable spice, this was, I think, episode 1 of What Team, where I said, this is like saffron, which our world is one of the most valuable things by weight. So if you gather up a bunch of that, then yes, you can absolutely use that to bet Reaper. Someone else, I think I don't have all your character sheets memorized, but I think Barbella, you would need to actually wager your weapon, which I'm sure you don't want to do before you go to the Banana Boys ranch.
Yeah. I don't have much else. I can wager this real good riddle I wrote. It's about both trees and snakes. I think that's quite good.
All right, Reaper, are you betting the spice?
Yeah, I'm going to bet. It's been sitting in my inventory, so absolutely. If I can get some value out of this, hot dog. Now I just need to find a way to cash in Banana Boy's yellow banana badges.
So Papa Capehart has taken a break. He's going to get some lunch. So right now the Baron is announcing, and he says, "All right, folks. Next up, we have from the deepest, darkest depths, XX Black Ebon Reaper XX, and Goldsby the Great from the Kuatoa settlement. Isn't this exciting? All right, y'all, let's get started."
This new guy lacks the punch of the previous announcer. Doesn't really have the zazz. Doesn't have the juice.
The Great White Kuatoa looks at you and says, "Orca, orca, orca. I'm excited for this. You look strong and fast. You know where that word comes from? Orca? That's Orcus, god of the dead, creator of Bodax. That's cool. You're spooky, huh?"
Yes, and I'm going to beat you up now.
And I'm going to attack 18, 17, and a 12.
You said 12 in a way that made it seem like you had something you could do about that. Was that just trepidation?
Well, I'm going to do something with the key point, but I was going to wait until after all these attacks kind of go through first.
Only the 18 and 17 hit.
Okay. That is going to be...
Only the majority hit, yes.
That's going to be 22 damage, and I'm going to spend a key point to do the dodge action as a patient defense. So last time I tried to use my key points to do stunning strikes. I feel like it would be extremely boring to do the same thing every time, so I'm going to try to do something different every round I have to fight, because there's a lot of different things you can use key points for. So 22 damage, and then any attacks made against me will have disadvantage.
Ooh, that's rough because this guy is a physical fighter. I was really counting on being able to fight back. So you just start whipping Goldsby with your +1 harpoon. It glows faintly of magic, thanks to Porter, the sea bunny sea slug. Goldsby, obviously spewing blood from the wounds, just like laughs and says, "Wow, you're so fast!" Tries to attack back. That is a 10 and a 9. Oh lord, having disadvantage is not good. I'm just fucked. I'm just mathematically fucked. I can't win this if you're gonna dodge every time.
You should have let me know this was going to be the plan for the fight. I'd have wagered my spear if I'd have known it was going to go this good.
Yeah, sorry, those are both misses. If it's my turn then, I'm going to do an attack. 19, a botch, and then a 25.
All right, the 19 and 25 hit for the botch. Do roll damage on yourself, as Goldsby does get a chomp in, but you are just, moving so fast, you're kind of embarrassing him.
Gotcha.
At this point.
So, what is his name? Goldsby? Goldsby, it's going to be 12 damage, and then to me, it's going to be... Oops, there is no 1d5. To me, it's going to be 9 damage. So I'll take...
So an ever-increasing cloud of blood in the middle of the ring. You two are locked in combat. Goldsby was kind of a favorite after taking out Barbella. A lot of people seem really shocked at how badly he's doing. But the Capehart family is going nuts for you in the audience.
Hell yeah. To be clear, use it a key point to take the dodge action again.
Oh no, all this preparation for nothing. 11 and 10, both of those disadvantage. Audience, I'm just getting beat. I'm just getting dog walked.
20, 11, and 13. I think only that 20 is going to hit. So only a meager 7 damage, and then I use a key point to take the dodge action.
Of course, yeah. In the background, at some kind of podium, Baron Valenzuela is saying, "Oh, what a surprise. We all heard this was going to be a much more fair fight. Wonders never cease."
Nope, everyone sucks but me.
And that's going to be 11 and 17. Does the 17 hit?
The 17 will hit.
Woo! Now we're cooking with gas. Now we got
this
damage.
Guy needs to be rolling some D12s, I think.
That's 9, so that's a strong bite. That's getting stabbed with a big sword or something, so it hurts.
Yeah, absolutely. I will attempt to obliterate you into a small goo soon. I don't think with any of those attacks. That's a 14, a 12, and a 22.
Only the 22 hits. In the background.
I'm rolling kind of poorly tonight.
The Baron says, signs of life from our competitors.
For 6 damage. And another key point to take dodge. It'll depend, I guess, how long this fight goes.
Yeah. I mean, you're extremely, supernaturally fast, but you can't do it forever, which I think is fun.
Yes.
So someone could theoretically wear you down. Even if he doesn't, it just shows that it can be done.
Yes.
All right. And here we go. That's an 11 and a 19.
19 will hit.
All right. You take 5 more as the crowd oohs and ahs. He's, starting to get some bites on. The Greenland shark who beat Barbella in the arm wrestling contest last time. Like someone's like whispering in his ear what's happening because he is, visibly blind, and he stands up and starts clapping.
He should be clapping for the shark that's going to win, which is going to be me. 16, 16, and 23.
All of those hit, and of course, killer whales, not sharks, they are dolphins. Dolphins, everyone.
Fuck you. How dare you take this from me?
I'm not the one who's a dolphin. You picked it.
Oops. It's gonna be 21 damage.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Non-lethal. I'm not here to eliminate him. This was a somewhat worthy competitor until I spam dodge every single turn.
All right, yeah, pay me the picture. So not a completely embarrassing performance, especially towards the end. Got a couple of good shots in, but how do you win?
Yeah, so I imagine Reaper is now like starting to bleed a little bit. Like she has been. I don't know what this guy fights with. Like is it his teeth, or does he have like a sword or something?
Just teeth, 100% teeth.
Okay, yeah. So he gets a couple bites in, or a couple like little slashes or whatever, and like Reaper is starting to like bleed through like the areas of her stupidly like complex leather armor or whatever she's wearing. It's not leather, just for the people who care about the actual like stats or whatever. And like blood is actually starting to like leak out of her, which I assume would make like a shark stronger. And then there's just a point where like Reaper just breathes in all of the blood and just gets it all over and just goes in real hard and just like comes in with a flurry before finishing it with like the back of the harpoon, like a blunt end to the top of this guy's skull, and you just hear like a sickening kind of crunch sound. Not a lethal one, but one where you're like, it's gonna be rough. There's gonna be like some liquid diets coming around for a while for this guy.
All right, yeah. Crunch, you knock Goldsby out, and the crowd goes wild. And the Baron tells everybody how cool and strong you are, just bigging you up. You can, if you make eye contact with him, there's like a sense of like, I know who you are. I've heard from about you. Your reputation precedes you because you did make a character choice to tell Porter about some things in the beginning of this arc. Yeah.
So I think Reaper does meet the Baron's eyes, and she's just going to be flipping the Banana Boys pin that she got for, I think she found it on the body, but in her mind it's because she beat up all of his goons basically, and she's just going to be kind of flipping it casually in the air, kind of knowingly glancing back like, I know who you are too, because the DM told us. Hopefully she was able to put 2 and 2 together otherwise.
Yeah, I think being flanked by all of the sea slugs and them talking about him being, I think Papa Capehart said like a local business owner, a local rancher, unless you want to make a character choice to not figure it out. It's definitely available for you to know.
She's not that dumb. She is dumb, but she's not that dumb.
All right, yep. The Baron says, XX Black Ebon Reaper, XX abides and endures. Wonderful match. And
everyone sucks but me, including you.
All right, we cut over to Barbella and Boyce. You are approaching the farm. What are you talking about, and how do you approach?
I think one thing that Boyce wants to talk about with Barbella is just say, Barbella, I just want to just caution you about a little something I've been seeing you doing maybe a bit more than necessary lately.
What is that?
You seem to be really, I wouldn't say keen to, but you seem to just take on quite a lot upon yourself, you know? And I know you're doing quite a lot for the church and everything else for the community, but like, you know, when it came to like, you know, sign up with the Banana Boys and now, you know, the throw in the match with the Kuatoa stuff and like that, it just feels like...
Look, of the two of those, I will concede that the Banana Boys was a rash decision, perhaps. My thinking in the moment was there are people getting attacked and I am not in a position to stop that, and if there are negatives for me, so be it, but we kind of, in the immediate, there's a problem that's not me. I really don't care about throwing the match in that tournament. I bet you right now Reaper is, like, absolutely wiping the floor with that tournament, is gonna win us whatever the prize was again. Me dropping out means that I have all of my strength saved up, so that if any of the other schmoozing we need to do here requires a fight that isn't in that room, I'm ready for it. It feels, if anything, the throwing the match, I think, is me being sensible. I'm conserving my resources.
That's a fair way to look at it. I just want you to know that, you know, I don't think any of us would want you to kind of get yourself caught into something that is either in over your head or just kind of a bit reckless. You know, just, you know, if there's anything.
I mean, I am aware I have a propensity for impulsive behavior. Between missions, I went up to the top side and had a lovely conversation up in the chapel. That was me trying to be like, hey, here's how to be more instinctual, but also please teach me how to, you know, be less of that. So I'm trying. I'm trying to shut down the little voice in my head that when an option comes up just goes, do it, don't think about it, go, 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 because little restless brain. I'm trying.
All right, just making sure. I'm just,
Yeah, like I did real fuck myself over with the Banana Boys thing, but like, yeah, that's this is not the first time in my life I have done a thing and then gone, should have really stopped and thought about that for more than like 2 seconds, but you live, you make do. I have faith that my faith in the riddle serpent will carry me through, and so far it's gone alright. My impulsive decisions recently led to a person getting eaten by a big snake, so it's going okay.
Now, to be fair, in that case, I don't know if you could have known in advance that the real snake would have done that specifically.
I had no idea, but this is what I'm saying. It can sometimes be powerful to impulsively act and see what happens. Sometimes it works out good.
Sometimes, I guess, it's tactically advantageous to share riddles that stump somebody else. I'll make a note of that.
If we ever go up against, like, an enemy that can predict probable futures, I'll be super powerful because they won't be able to predict what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, how do you approach the farm? Say in the distance, you can see, the clouds of tiny krill here. That's the main thing. There's also some beds of like clams, and there's some horses. The hippocamp we've talked about a lot. So it's a pretty standard underwater farm with a long fence. You don't see anything else notable right now.
Okay. I think I've got an idea here. Austin, you said that like we can see Chief Banana Slug somewhere coming up ahead, right?
No, Baron Valenzuela is at the fight. He is emceeing the fight.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, yeah, okay. Well, in that case, as we rock up on the bump, I feel like the most sensible thing to do to be like, hello, non-aggression, please, like, hear us out for a second, would be to rock up wearing banana pins.
And we both have them, yeah, so we could definitely do that.
Yeah, banana pin goes on, walk confidently as if we're meant to be there. The old, I'm wearing a yellow fluorescent jacket, I'm very natural here routine.
All right, I guess that sounds like a deception.
Is it a deception? They gave us the pins.
You were here under false pretenses.
Crit 22.
I had a
Holy
botch.
shit.
3.
I'm the most natural banana boy that's ever been.
Why can't you just be normal? Why does it have to be a crotch? I don't know how to handle this.
Yes, so like, okay. I have I'm trying to think of like the most inelegant way for the sequence to go. I can imagine boys trying to put on the pin and somehow tripping over something, and the pin flying out of their hands and like going into someone's eye off screen or something.
So with a crit and a botch, here's what I'm going to say. With the crit, I'll give you the best possible thing, which is you walk up to the gate with your banana pins displayed proudly, prominently on your, on your tops, and no one greets you because everyone's at the fight, and you can just swim over the gate, no problem. With the botch, I know what the consequence is, but it is not obvious to you at this moment. It will bite you in the ass later.
Great.
Cool. Love that for us. Love that.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Well, we got those out of the way at least.
Okay, so you say there's no one here.
Yes, that appears to be the case, as you just hop the fence and start looking around.
Cool. In that case, I want to investigate. I want to find some paperwork that tells me who, other than the Banana Boys, we can go fuck up and how. Because probably not wise to fuck up the Banana Boys in case that makes worse problems for us with them. Let's have only one cartel faction pissed off at us.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Investigation roll, please.
All right. That's a 16 for Boyce.
3. It's not a botch though. That's better.
Yeah, 16 and a 3. The group passes. You search the ranch. There's like a main house where you assume the Baron stays when he's around, although this isn't his primary residence. You can find some papers. There aren't anything, there isn't a big journal marked "My Evil Plan" where it just lays it all out. With a 16, I'll give you something that is, the most useful here without completely blowing the case wide open, which is you find a ledger of payments to people in the school, who are the governing body of Zolfo. So it appears there are corrupt people.
We can kill the school.
Well, the school has a lot of members, so it's not all of them, but there are, corrupt people who are letting this rancher do, their dark deals. I'll say
Austin,
that much.
Are you telling me right now that if I burn down all of Congress with all the Congress people inside, it wouldn't still be considered a net good in Minecraft for the people who are listening who work for government?
I was like, I like the idea of like, okay, we're going to figure out which people in the school are corrupt. Just pull each one at a time. Are you corrupt? Are you corrupt? Are you corrupt? We found him.
I was going to start with, do we recognize any of the names in the ledger? That would have been my method for finding them.
Yeah, I will say you recognize some of the merfolk and the Kuatoa and so forth who work for the school. It's nobody we've introduced to the audience. It doesn't particularly matter. The point is to gather this evidence for the Leshy. You don't need to handle all that yourself.
Oh, okay, so we don't have to go and deal with them ourselves. Just get some evidence that they can use.
I will say this gains you the second friendship point for the Leshy. The third would be investigating the school, but you would need to do that after the next fight because Boyce is about to be up in a minute.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds reasonable.
Yeah, so you're at the farm, you find some paperwork. It's just there's a ledger in one of the, this is once again I say ledger. Obviously underwater it's like stone tablets that have been etched is how a lot of the writing gets done here. But is there anything else you want to do? This farm's pretty big. Let's say you have one more roll chance before you need to head back.
Yeah, I'm just we don't want to do anything that would make it more obvious that we were here, obviously.
You say that. I am wrestling with the thought of it would be nice to go back to having 2 weapons. I did like having 2 weapons. I could steal. I'm doing my best to resist this urge. You suggest something we can roll so that I don't just start stealing. Barbella is sat there. No, Barbella is sat here going remember what you learnt in the downtime. Stop and think for 2 seconds. Be a little bit more paranoid about whether you're doing the right thing first.
I'm trying to think of other things we can't really investigate anything else there. Here's a thought, random thought. Is it possible to check on the krill themselves being raised here and gauge how good they are to see if might be another angle we could take about this,
Absolutely. That sounds like nature.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. That's a 17 from Boyce.
14.
17 and 14, the group passes. I'll say you go out and you check the farm operations, and it's not like they're raising poisonous food for the community because they're so evil, mwahaha, mustache twirl. But probably the quality is a little lower because if you don't have to compete on price, you can cut corners. Say what you will about supply and demand and the market economics. Those forces are real in many respects. So yeah, cartel is part of the many reasons they're bad is that they do cause negative externalities. So I will say that if you ally with the Leshy, you will get better quality food, and that will have mechanical consequences. I mean, in addition to just the story point of the people of Zolfo won't be hungry.
Yeah. So that obviously, like, that's another angle we can go on, other than just like to get across, like saying like it might it's like imagine it's like investing into the future, the health and well-being of our community here, and just kind of angle that off there too. Okay.
On the walk back, Barbella is going, hey, Boyce, are you proud of me? I stopped and did the would Lillian be this rash thought for a second, and I didn't steal something.
I'm proud of you, Barbella. That's it's good of you.
I didn't just do the first thought in my head. This is revolutionary.
Jeez, I realizing as we're walking back, gotta get prepped here. Boyce has got to flip through their book a bit and use Arcane Recovery now to regain some spell slots. They can regain 5 levels of spell slots, so I'm going to take back 2 second-level spell slots and 1 first-level spell slot.
Hey, Reaper, how'd your match go? Did you absolutely wipe the floor with your opponent, as we all know you will?
Of course I did. It wasn't even a contest, despite the fact that I'm bleeding a little bit.
Yes! See, knew you had it in you. You're gonna win this entire tournament. It's going to be great.
I mean, of course I am.
I got a little bit high and made a riddle. That's how I'm doing.
Wait, what? Is that what you do to make riddles? You
No,
get high?
well, I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure church gets you high now.
Oh, right, because of the unknown substance shooting out from the bottom of the church.
Yeah. I think church gets you a little high, but like religiously high.
Seems like that might be like a biohazard.
I'm pretty sure it's just a nice little bit of feeling connected to the riddle serpent, which is also, I think, the tree now. The tree and the fish, I think, are the same.
Okay, well, you let me know if your fingers start going numb, because I was in there for a little bit too. So.
Oh, okay.
If it kills us, I want to know first.
I'll let you know. But I did write the best riddle of my life, so like, I think it's pretty good powder.
Do you want to share it?
Oh, I've been dying to share it. I've been waiting for someone to ask to let me share it.
I would like to hear it.
Yeah! I have no beginning, no ending I seek. I bite my own tail, I tell age by repeat. In the roots of the tree, across worlds since compressed, slither round and around, a great loop without rest. What are we?
Shuriken.
Yes, that's my first good riddle, and you got it in one. Well done.
Yes! I'm so good at solving riddles now!
I did it. Look, be proud of me. I did a riddle, and it wasn't just can you fart, do it now for once.
You did a great job.
And Reaper is going to offer a sincere high five.
Barbella will accept that high five. Even if it feels like a mildly pitied one.
Did we find anything inside of the barren, the slug people place?
Banana bunker? Yeah, we found a few things here.
Can we blow them up?
Basically, main thing we got here is that
we blew up their infosec.
That seems good.
Yeah. Also, it appears that the quality of the krill is not as high as it could be. Like, it's not like poisonous or anything, but it's just like maybe we could argue that by partnering with the Leshy, we can get better food around here.
I still opt to blow up the farm.
Listen,
So,
that card is not off the table.
If we need to do that at some point, just, let me know, please.
We'll make sure to do it while you're still around to do it and not like in the finals, winning everything,
Yeah.
Excellent.
We did find out that there are some corrupt people in a school, and I'm worried to tell you that in case you suggest we blow up the school.
I feel like we should, but I also get the vibe you don't want me to.
I'd rather
Bless
we
you.
didn't. Thank you.
Now I have to leave the sneeze in. Yes. It's so much easier if you don't acknowledge it.
The chaos.
It's cool. I'll stop muting my mic when I'm going to sneeze, and then you can say bless you, and all the sneezes get stuck in, and now it's canon.
You could just cut all of it, Austin. No one ever has to know that there was a sneeze or an acknowledgement of a sneeze.
No, because
Now we know we can sneeze underwater. We've established we can sneeze underwater, which I love. I'm good for this.
all right, you're all ready for the next bout.
Ooh, one sec. Reaper is going to turn to Boyce and say, "You said that you would clear things up to make sure before the finals, since I'd be involved in it, but what about if you're in it?"
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if I get there, but I'm not throwing the fight. I'm not doing that in the slightest. I have a feeling my luck's gonna run out one of these rounds.
Well, I believe in you.
I'm pretty sure you're both going to be the finalists. I believe in you both.
I appreciate it, Reaper. It means a lot coming from you.
And if someone does beat you, then I'll just pulverize them and make it so they can't see anymore. Unless they're one of those creatures without eyes already, in which case I'll just, break their butt or something. Because we're friends or something. Co-workers. I didn't say friends, I said co-workers.
As you're saying this, Gowdy is just sort of swimming circles around you a little bit before returning back to Boyce. Just
to be very clear, I meant co-workers. Those words,
associates.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. But strictly professional, relationship. If we weren't working together, we wouldn't even bother knowing each other, right?
Yes. Now, I have to go and pick up my vial of spice that I bet. Because I made a lot of money, and I guess I give it to the sharks then.
That sounds about right, yep.
Good.
All right, Boyce, you enter the arena. Everyone's cheering for you. Everyone's really excited. And the Banana Bear in Valenzuela gets up on the dais again and introduces you. From our very own Zolfo, it's the architect of the gig themself, Boyce the Water Genasi. Ain't that nice? How beautiful. And up against them is the surprise challenger from the Coral Kingdom to the west. Let's give a big welcome to, it just says, Golem.
It's just straight up a fucking golem made of coral in our Roll20.
So,
boy.
Did you ask Dan for this? Because this feels like a
I was gonna say,
a little
this
monster
isn't-
Dan would have in his collection.
This is Dan. Did you commission ask Dan to do this whole thing just for this picture here?
I just googled Coral Golem. I'm not the first person to think of this, but there was a bunch of Hero Forge examples which were absolutely Dan coded.
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at this. As someone not from America, this is what American breakfast cereals look like to me.
Oh, that's so fucking funny. Yeah, it's wildly colored, pink, purple, orange, green, yellow, just all these different ones because coral are, they're an animal, first of all, and they secrete all kinds of different chemicals and stuff and make these weird little constructions. It's a whole complicated ecosystem. But with magic, they can kind of stand up and walk around and fight. So this is basically a construct, but it's made of animals working together. So I don't know how you feel about that, Boyce. It doesn't say anything. It just walks towards you. There's literally a kind of coral called brain coral That's the top of its head, which, I mean, the ridges on it are unmistakably like the surface of a brain, and that's just its whole head. And it starts walking towards you. It doesn't even stop as if it's going to be like, okay, let's have a good, clean match. It's just coming at you before anyone says anything. Roll initiative.
That's a 6 for me.
That is going to be a 2. Oh, nope. Wrong dice. That -2.
Betting you wish you'd start with that D6 now.
Yeah, you just said I critted on initiative on my D6 here. It goes first and punches you into the ground.
No, this is the least flexible person the show has seen since Hylia. It's just very slow moving. Its body doesn't fit quite together right. It's obvious that the Coral Kingdom just sent this to try to beat as many of you to death as possible with plausible deniability. Before the actual first blow is struck, does anyone want to bet on this fight?
Is it bad if I kind of want to vote for the Coral Golem?
Did Barbella bet in the last one?
Barbella didn't.
Okay. So at this point, we need like one more sort
Yeah.
of big win. I think
Look.
Reaper is gonna choose to bet on herself. Not anything against Boyce. It's just that her confidence would be in herself, and she's like, I don't need to do it once. It's just gonna do it on me.
Makes sense. I will say the current friendship points are 2 with the Leshy, 2 with the Shark, 1 with the Octopus. I said octopus weird. Octopus.
So here's my thought. I really could have left the spear behind last time. I'm going to a school. No one's gonna get me into a big fight in a school, and I'm gonna have Reaper with me, who we've learned is the best fighter on the planet. No, sorry, not learned. We always knew that. If Barbella was gonna bet a weapon, it would be now would be the time to do it. Boyce, how you feel about this fight?
Yeah, I'm just hearing the mental image of Barbella calling up from the stands. Boys, how do you feel about this fight? The attitude is like, I have ideas. I don't know if they'll work. I have ideas. And I have a lot of spell slots, but I don't know if my ideas will work. Those spell slots probably should, though.
You know what? Barbella's gonna bet her weapon on Boyce.
Hell yeah. This is spicy. All right, so all around you, people are holding out money. Someone's writing in all down in a big tablet. So it's like, bets are closing, and they're looking at you, Barbella. You look to Boyce. Boyce, you just say, I have spell slots. Is that your argument? The Coral Golem is twice your tallness and 1,000 times your thickness.
Here's the thing. If I lose this weapon, Barbella is gonna go back to Boyce and go, I should have listened to the voice in my head and stolen something. If Barbella ends up weaponless, that's not on her. Boyce gave me a lecture, reminded me to be less impulsive. Granted, I was impulsive in betting the weapon.
I was gonna say there's like a real catch-22 in that mentality.
Yeah.
I just like the idea that no matter what, Boyce is going to get blamed for all of this. I'm on board for it. So let's go.
Look, I'm going to try and save the day, but it will require Boyce taking the blame no matter how it plays out.
All right. You bet the spear. You give it to the Greenland shark, who smiles, 3 rows of teeth, just a profound amount of very sharp teeth smiling at you. Good. As the battle starts.
You didn't act like this when Reaper placed a bet. I'm now really concerned that you're just trying to tell me I made a bad move here.
Boyce sees the golem approach and recognizes that the golem is not just a singular entity or creature. It is a network of individual creatures acting as a whole. So, Boyce is going to kind of step back to kind of keep distance. Gowdy sort of swims around, floats in front of Boyce's arms, and then there's a little bit of a gesture, almost like Boyce is kind of reaching for something under his jacket, and then flings out an ice knife at the golem. We'll do a 2nd level ice knife here. Unfortunately, that's a 12 for the attack.
Nope, it bounces uselessly off the rock hard armor. The actual little creatures inside basically create external skeletons around themselves.
So doesn't matter because it explodes as soon as it hit, and each creature within a 5-foot radius of it must make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 cold damage.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because it is actually dozens of little creatures, they all take extra damage?
They're all going to take collective damage in some capacity from this, yes.
Okay, I see what you're going for. I think because the armor is still so hard, it's not going to be like a glitch, like a little bug in the damage you found there. But let's say that they auto-fail the dexterity.
All right.
Just because there's so many of them.
Yeah, so 3d6, 12 cold damage applied as Boyce steps back and does that little fling there.
All right, yeah, so it seems like just the throwing, especially stabbing weapons, not going to be super effective, but a rain of ice shards, slightly more. You see, some goo begins to ooze out of different parts of it, as it did take some damage. In the background, Barbella and Reaper, I just want to ask, where are you going next?
So, it seems like the one lead we had was going to the school. Where we know several people.
Can Reaper be trusted to be chill?
I mean, that's an important question. Let's say yes, because she knows she needs to conserve her strength right now. That doesn't mean she may not try to intimidate people.
No, but she at least knows don't go picking a fight that's going to burn all your spell slots.
Yes.
Cool. She also knows... I assume she's aware that Barbella doesn't currently have a weapon, so if we can do this without picking a fight, that would be great.
Sure. I mean, I don't know what we would fight. There's like 1,000 members in the school or something like that, so I don't know if we really want to go in trying to bust heads.
Exactly. I know that. I'm glad to hear that Reaper knows that.
All right, so Barbella and Reaper slip away from the tournament and go to the school, which is in a giant turtle shell that is sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor. And so that's where they're going in the background. I just want to, because these things are going to happen simultaneously. The golem is going to punch Boyce with a very jagged fist covered in all these skeleton-like projections. That is going to be 19.
Boyce is going to, and I'm not spamming this thing, it's going to invoke one usage of silvery barbs to impose disadvantage on that attack.
All right. 20.
The 20 hits.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't seen that plus 10 modifier. That's the worst thing I could have seen.
All right, go ahead with your damage.
All right, you take 11 damage as you not only get slammed very hard, but also basically stabbed by the edges of the coral. It hurts really bad, but that seems to be all it has in its strategy. It just starts walking towards you again, implacably, without any kind of higher planning.
All right, that does hurt Boyce quite a bit, and I'm pretty sure it knocks Boyce back a bit. And Boyce grim, it's kind of gripping at his side, so I'm just like, okay. That part didn't seem to work. Let's see if I can expose any sort of weak point in this sucker here. And Boyce will make another gesture, will raise up their fingers and then and snap and cast Shatter at level 3, focused on the golem itself. I'm trying to think how to transpose the damage.
That is a
there.
-2.
Okay. So that's 17 thunder damage, basically.
That is 34 thunder damage as the explosion hits the construct and rocks it apart at a number of joints, and the air is full of different coral pieces going in different directions. You have taken off cleanly one arm and half the torso.
Okay.
Yeah, that means it's your turn. What do you do?
Oh no, that was my spell. I cast Shatter. And,
you're right.
Hit there. Yeah. I mean, I'll do another turn right away.
You shouldn't have said anything. Do a turn. Go.
All right. So
no, the audience goes wild. I think the Baron Valenzuela says, "My stars! I haven't seen something like that in a dog's age. What a move!" And then the coral golem, with its one remaining arm, tries to flatten your head into your neck with an overhand strike. 17.
That will hit. Yes.
You take 13 damage.
Okay. All right.
This thing is quite uncanny, moving strangely because of how much of it you exploded.
Okay. that's a little bit of an ouch there. Not going to lie. Boyce, gets into a low crouch as there's flattened a bit. Fingers kind of point up. Gouty floating about. Crackle of lightning at the fingertips, even though he's not doing a lightning thing. And he's going to cast a level 1 guiding bolt, transposing the damage from radiant to thunder, and attack with advantage.
All right. So you attack with a radiant bolt. This is interesting.
7. It's a radiant bolt that's going to be transformed into thunder damage thanks to Boyce's Order of Scribe's ability to change damage types.
All right. Well, you're attacking the AC with a 17.
Yes, that's a 17 on the attack roll.
That's gonna miss.
Yeah, you should have stuck with those with the modifiers, the saves.
Well, I rolled a 9 with advantage. So it was a little bit of a low roll there. Okay.
All right, the guiding bolt is absorbed by the one arm held in front of it like a shield, and it's towering over you and is going to try to just pulverize you. The crowd gasps. It seems really scary because that seems like it should have done something. Mm-hmm. That's a crit.
Mm-hmm. I think I might have to burn my last silvery barbs to prevent a crit, so I'm burning a spell slot to prevent this from being a crit.
No problem. 13.
That matches Boyce's AC.
No, oh my gosh, that's bananas.
Boyce is a wizard. He has no armor proficiencies.
Yeah, fair enough. You take 9 damage.
Okay. All right.
So you don't die?
I don't die. Boyce is down to 6 hit points. All right. So
Oof. So that crit would have been lethal, no question about it.
Absolutely. Yes. That's why I'm like, this is sort of like, all right, Boyce is sort of in a desperate spot. So, kind of glances up with I wouldn't say a sneer, sort of, but just like a clear sense of like, okay, I need to do something here. And with the opening inside the golem, Boyce will scoot back again, and this time use his last 3rd level spell slot to cast Fireball, transposing the damage type from fire to thunder.
Oh no, that's not going to go well. We got a 2 on my save. That's the highest dex save I've done. I did
That's
-2, -2.
damage. I rolled 33, 66 thunder damage.
Lethal or super lethal? No, I'm just kidding. All the little guys inside the coral are fine, but you explode their bones.
Oh, thank God, Boyce. Thank you. I really didn't want to lose a relative's limb.
Oh, I didn't want to lose your friendship, Boyce, over this.
No. It really was about like I don't want my crab relatives to be sad I lost their leg.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow, that really came down to the last possible moment. Why don't you narrate to me your triumph?
Yeah, Boyce sort of, their eyes kind of widen when the guiding bolt just missed kind of point blank, and there's just like, oh, shellfish, and then smack. There's sort of like I like to describe the silvery barbs as like, as the hand is coming down, Gouty interposes itself over Boyce temporarily to soften the blow enough that it just barely hits him with that minimum damage roll you did earlier too. That 1d8 was a 1. So, and Boyce, sort of blinks a little bit. And there's like sort of something that catches their eye, and then they, almost like backslide a little bit before, flinging their hand up like their side, like they're trying to throw a skipping stone. There's like a snap of fingers, a little sort of a little bit of a suggestion of something floats through the water and just erupts at the golem, shattering the exterior and causing all the little guys to fall about, landing on parts of the stands everywhere. Like it's almost like a fatality where everyone's covered in gore, but they're just covered in like various bits of like starfish and the like.
What if you beat someone in the sport so bad you sent all the players into the stands? So like, oh no, here comes Dwayne Wade, get down.
They're now Boyce's fans, I guess, right? Is that?
Yeah. They all land in the seats and start clapping. Yeah, the Baron congratulates you. Well, what an exciting finish! I thought it was over, but just one more spell in the chamber. Oh, what a day!
Like Boyce almost like does the gesture of like blowing off their fingertips like the barrel of a gun a little bit, but they clearly are like, way more roughed up than at any point in the tournament so far.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll 6 HP?
6 HP, yeah. I still have some hit die. I'm also conveniently down to only 2 spell slots.
Oof. All right. So you try to heal up off screen while we got Reaper and Barbella. You approach the turtle shell. How do you approach, and what are you talking about?
So do we just want to find, like, the weakest member of the group and, like, hold their head over a toilet until they confess, and then we can make them agree with what we want them to do?
So, for once, I've come to a thing unarmed. I mean, other than my arms. This might be the right time to do good fish, bad fish.
Can I be bad fish?
That's what I was thinking. I have no weapon. It would be harder for me to be bad fish.
I'm okay. I'm good with this plan then. This sounds excellent.
Yeah, you do scary, and I'm like, oh well, all you need to do is like back. I'm on your side. You just gotta change your ways. Oh, Reaper's being all scary. Like that's probably a plan, right?
Yes, I think we have a perfect plan going into this. I can't see how it could go wrong.
All right. Do you want to make any rolls approaching the turtle shell, or you just want to walk in?
Yes, I would like to roll an intimidation as Reaper kicks open the door to the school and shouts out,
Corruption has poisoned this institution down to its very foundations, and we are here to purify it.
Oh my gosh. All right. There are 3 people in here, a merfolk, a kuatoa, and a genasi. Roll your intimidation to see 21.
21!
They all yell. They actually, you know what? Fuck it. They run out. They're scared. They drop whatever they were doing and they run away.
All right, what did they drop?
I mean, you can investigate it.
Is it evidence of crimes?
Yeah, I mean, you got a 21. So instead of me making you go through a social thing where you have to try to, wheedle through stuff, they let you have the whole building to yourself.
Okay. Investigation then, I guess.
Absolutely. There's no one here, so low DC.
6.
Oops.
6 as well.
Yes!
Austin, why?
I'm sorry. So the group fails. So you look around the school, and it's just, tons of nonsense. The very little physical evidence you find doesn't seem incriminating. Maybe you don't find, anything that connects this to the Banana Boys at all. And with this low roll, I'm actually going to spring the botch consequence on you from earlier, which is that someone saw you go to the ranch, and they entered their room now because they've been tailing you. They are horribly burned. Half their body is crispy. The other half of their body is pink, bright pink. This is the mercenary that Reaper blew up with a stick of dynamite last arc.
Oh, this is butt whiskers.
Butt whiskers, yo!
There were some that called me butt whiskers before. That man is dead.
I'm just butt whisker, singular.
Are you burnt whisker now?
Barbella's gonna turn and see all the burns and go, oh, hey, twinsies!
Oh yeah, because you you were knocked out onto the volcanic vent. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah, what's the mechanical thing of that? Is that you get disadvantage on persuasions or something because you're scarier?
I believe it's persuasion, yeah.
Yeah. So you two both look at each other. You're both half burned up like Harvey Dent. This isn't even intentional. I didn't even think of that.
Can it be opposing sides so that together, the symmetry, like a mirror image?
Yeah, absolutely. The sea pig person is a kind of sea cucumber called a sea pig. Little projections on his face, the ones that aren't burned up, kind of wiggling in your direction, just says, Reaper, you did this to me. Now you'll pay.
Did what to you?
Motherfucker. You see this person kind of holds both their hands at their side, and something almost like whips kind of emerge from their body. They seem almost like organic white whips coming out of their palms, and they just slowly trail down to the floor like someone drawing a sword. They have one in each hand, and they say to Barbella, I've been following you since the ranch. The Baron would pay a pretty penny for someone snooping where they don't belong.
Would it help if we were explicitly snooping in order to not fuck with the Banana Boys? We were snooping to find people who weren't the Banana Boys to snoop with because we respect our homies. Look, we got the badges and everything.
I don't care about that. I'm a mercenary for the Coral Kingdom.
Oh, right about now, I'm really, 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 really hoping that our friend is kicking your friend's ass.
All right, so no negotiation then.
Well, I mean, I'm open to negotiation. I'm being good fish. That Reaper's being bad fish today. So I'm probably the best person to negotiate with. What do you want?
The sea pig points at Reaper and says, "An arm and a leg to start with."
No, I don't think that's going to be doable. Unfortunately, Reaper is in need of all of her limbs for the tournament. Could
Do you want me to blow up the other side of you so it matches?
Roll initiative.
And just when I was going to offer to scribble down a membership card to the "we both got half of ourselves burned" club.
18.
Okay, initiative. 16.
Whoa, 18, 17, 60 all in a row.
Nice.
What is my attack bonus and damage type for fist?
Yeah, I mean, you're at such a disadvantage. This is exactly why I was so keen on getting all the details right. He's following you, waiting till the best moment. You're just going to basically roll plus strength and do basically no damage. It's really rough.
Well, I mean, look, I'm planning to do stuff that isn't attacks, and I've got stuff that can turn attacks into actually being okay. But like, I was mainly going like, do I try and add like magic weapon and this and that and whatever to my fists?
You magic weapon, you kiss your arms and they start glowing, then you do the Henry Cavill arm reloading for Mission Impossible.
I'm doing the maths, maybe that's helpful, but I have other options.
All right, Reaper, you're up first. The sea pig guy, half burned up, with two white whips coming out of his hands. You don't know exactly what that's about.
Yeah, I'm going to swim right up to this guy and I'm going to do an attack action. So 23 and 25.
As a reaction, he opens up his mouth and spits a white web into your face. You get disadvantage on all of your attacks.
19 to 20, or 23 and 19 then.
Oh my gosh, so it doesn't matter. You just keep going. Barbella, you see Reaper's all tied up in this stuff. It's sticking to her body, clinging, getting worse. It's what you don't know exactly what it is. It came out of his mouth. But for the moment, Reaper is still just punching and punching and punching.
Yeah, 18 damage, and I'm going to spend a key point to do a stunning strike on him. So he needs to make me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. 15.
15 succeeds.
All right. It is now the sea pig's turn. He told you the man butt whiskers is dead, but didn't give another name because we didn't get that point in the conversation. You both started clowning. Can't
we not just call him Burt Whiskers? It's so close. You just add an N, basically.
That makes sense. Now, both of you get whipped. That's going to be 16 to Reaper, 14 to Barbella.
That's a miss.
14.
I know it's a miss. You're a paladin.
I know. I was looking at other stuff. I thought I should double check. I'm sleepy.
No problem. You both kind of fend off the whips, but you notice they stick to you when they hit. And you are both becoming even more entangled in this, whatever this stuff is. All of it's coming out of his body. Barbella, your turn.
Barbella is going to start by casting Compel to Duel. Which is, a brave thing to do when you have no real ability to attack. But I've got a plan here. So Barbella goes, Hey, you too chicken to come fight someone with no weapon. Come on, bring it on. I got ya. Let's get a wisdom save.
All right, that is 5. Nope.
Cool. So now that this enemy is compelled to duel me, Barbella is going to use her regular action, because that was a bonus action, to cast Fog Cloud.
Okay.
Because Barbella's plan here is you have to attack me, but now you can't really see where I am, and that's going to be quite tricky for you to do. I'm really just trying to be a hard to hit, hard to find, has to be focused on target so that Reaper can be a badass.
All right. At the end of the order, both of you feel a tingling, burning sensation where the stuff touched you. Reaper, you're going to take 7 damage, and Barbella 3 for how many times you were touched by whatever touched you. And you just start, we're at the site of contact, a kind of terrible, stinging, burning pain as fog fills the school building.
Okay. Cool. If it's Reaper's turn, I think the first thing she's going to do is look for like a dark spot in the room and use her shadow teleport to teleport into that shadow to get free of the darkness, or not the darkness. She wants the darkness. The tentacles is what she doesn't want.
The stuff is, interesting. Does teleport get rid of the stuff? I guess it does. I didn't think of that. So yeah, let's say that works.
Okay. She's going to do that. And then she's going to shoot back towards this guy to do an attack action, but she won't be like grabbed by it immediately. Might just use a reaction again to do it, but 13 and 15.
Once again, if you try to attack as a reaction, spits the stuff in your face, so disadvantage, and you are once again touched by it.
Okay, so 13 for the first attack and then 22 for the second one.
Only the 22 hits.
Okay.
Oh, actually, both hit. Never mind.
Oh.
Sea cucumber is extremely soft. I thought the AC was higher. I just double checked. It was wrong.
That is Boyce AC there.
It is going to be 20 damage then.
All right, yeah, you start hitting the sea pig in the face in this cloud. So you have a disadvantage and you're still laying hits on. It's pretty good. Compelled duel means when it moves to Burnt Whisker's turn, he's only going to hit Barbella, even though he's here because he hates Reaper.
Yeah.
But the magic makes him look at you. What's more interesting, attacking you because it's the right thing to do, or just doing something extremely disadvantageous because of hatred? I feel like that makes more sense.
I did blow up half of his body.
Yeah. Look, if he wants to do something really, really, really disadvantageous to get out of it, that is perfectly fair. I've still laid down a bunch of smoke. I still feel like I'm winning this interaction.
Sure. 13 and 20 on Reaper.
20 will hit.
All right. You are going to take 11 damage and get touched again. So you're kind of getting wrapped up all in this stuff. Barbella, you are also caught in some stuff. It's your turn.
Right. Okay, knowing that I can stop taking that damage by teleporting, I get 1 use of Misty Step per arc. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna Misty Step to sort of hop around the room a bit and no longer be taking little zappy damage.
All right.
And then beyond that, I have to work out what I'm doing beyond that. I have so limited options. Okay, fuck it, we're doing it. Barbella is casting magic weapon on her own arms.
Perfect.
Her arms are a non-magical weapon. There's now a +1 to those attack rolls and damage rolls. It's not going to do much, but
Yeah, this is a flavor thing more than a correct combat option.
I'm styling. So that's what my strength modifier +1. 6. Does that hit?
It does not hit. No.
Okay, we do my second roll. 7.
That does not hit either. None of those hit. All right.
Barbella's glowing fists through the smoke like, come back here, you were supposed to be fighting me, you fucker.
At the end of the order, Reaper, you feel the burning intensify, getting worse. It seems like the longer you fight this guy, the bigger the damage dice are going to get. You take 8 damage. Your skin starts blistering and peeling.
All right. I'm going to use the shadow teleport again. And then this time, I'm not going to get in close. I'm instead going to pull out some of my shurikens, and I'm going to toss a couple at this guy from far away.
All right. That's cool. He can't hit you with that reaction then.
12 and a 9, though. I don't think either of those will hit.
12 does, because
Hot
of
dog.
what sea pigs are, which is transparent vegetables, basically, that are somehow alive.
8 damage, then.
All right, you hit him with the shuriken. He says, "Ow!" And then is going to once again run up and try to hit you with those whips. They're long range, so that's going to be 10 and 12. Those both miss because of the fog in here. This whole place is full of fog.
Okay, let's roll. Crit 24 on punch. Botch 5 on the second punch. I got a crotch on my punches.
Okay, can you see through your own fog?
I don't know. What do you think is funnier?
I don't think you
What do you think's
can.
a better answer?
No, unless you have a specific ability, I don't think you can. Which means you don't crit, you only botch.
You're not even granting me that crit.
Well, because Reaper attacked his shuriken from far away, he has his reaction. He spits it on you. You get disadvantage. You're tangled up, and you are gonna take disadvantage on top of the fog. So, first of all,
okay. So this is my So those 2 rolls on my first punch, and I've got disadvantage. That's why it's a botch. I see.
Yep.
Right. So what's this botch doing to me?
I'll let you know when you finish your turn, because you're just getting tangled up in this stuff. He keeps spitting and whipping at you.
7 on the second disadvantaged attack. Cool, yeah.
Nope, you get hit right in the face with this sticky substance. It's burning terribly. It's getting worse and worse. You're going to take 9 damage at the end of the order.
I was so excited when I saw a crit on magic punch hit.
I know, it is pretty exciting, but you did fill the room with fog, so...
Yeah, well, I'm mainly here as a diversion right now.
I'll point out that he can't spit on you because he already used his reaction on Barbella.
If that's true, I am going to get in close and attack. I think I was going to do this anyway, but that is a good point. I'm going to get in close and attack this guy with my melee attacks, and I'm also going to spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows. So there will be 4 attacks here.
All right, here we go.
So 24, 14, 20, and 25.
Everything hits. Full combo.
Okay. Oop. And then that's that. 33 damage.
Wow, that's a lot. So you start whipping him up. Obviously, he's bleeding terribly. Half his body's burned, but he's not down. So at the end of your turn, he's coming back at you because now you're in melee, and he's just going berserk mode on you. This is going to be a 14 and a 13. That's nothing, huh?
Both misses.
All right. So Compelled Duel really put in some work here. Barbella, it's your turn.
Okay, fuck it. Let's try punching. Let's keep trying to punch. What do I have to lose at this point? That's a 7. 21! I got a crit again, and the crit didn't count, but I got a 21 following it, so with disadvantage, 21 to hit.
Okay, this is fascinating. So you crit even though you're unarmed and you're fighting in a cloud of smoke. You shouldn't even be able to hit, let alone crit. Let me just say, I think if you get double digits on your damage, you can knock this guy out with your bare fucking hands.
What's my damage roll on this?
So this is what I was worried about saying this. So technically, if you're using unarmed strike and you're not a monk or have like Tavern Brawler, there is no damage dice. It's just 1 plus your strength modifier, which
plus
means
1 because I have magic weapon.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But even on a crit, you can't increase the damage on. Sorry, even on a crit, you can't increase the damage there because there's no dice involved, and all crits do is double the damage dice.
Well, that's a thing. Cool. Well, I do 5 damage then.
Oh, okay. Still pretty good.
No, you can't let me have that double for the crit.
I mean, that's up to Austin. I'm just reading what the rule is. This is up to Austin. If Austin wants to not be fun, it's Austin.
Rule of cool.
Okay, let me say, I'll let you double the damage and thus knock him out, but then I'm going to skip to this heavy-duty damage dice for the stuff that's been sticking to you all combat. If you want to do it, he's going to, like, basically... I'll just drop the act. It's his guts. Sea cucumbers throw up their literal insides on their enemies, and you will be covered in it, and you're going to take a lot of damage, but you can knock him out if you want.
To be clear, just me would take a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck it, do it.
All right, this is okay. So I'm going to skip the D12, which is next, and do 2D20, which is not nice. 21.
I'm still standing.
All right, pay me the picture. You hit him so hard, he throws up all of his internal organs onto you.
But Barbella is not used to not having proficiency in combat. Barbella is usually do big hit. And he's just so frustrated. I don't think Barbella even knows that the hit's gonna connect. I think this is more like I'm just punching the air out of frustration. And as such, Barbella punches with a ferocity of I'm not expecting to connect with anything. I am expecting to go completely unimpeded with this fist. And suddenly, it's weirdly warm and then weirdly tingly and painful. And it's very unclear why for a second or so, and now Barbella is covered in acid guts.
This would be like watching like one of the big fights in Lord of the Rings, and like one of like Legolas loses his bow, so he just fucking lands a haymaker on one of the orcs. Like what?
I would
And the orc poops and pees himself very graphically.
Yeah, I honestly think this is it. I can imagine just like the sight of from Reaper, just like seeing this fist just connect so hard.
The fog starts to disappear as just. Hey, Reaper. I guess if Boyce has lost the fight and I don't get my weapon back, I guess we're good. I'm good at punching.
All right, yeah, you are going to go back and get your spear because you won. Before you leave, is there anything you say or do? The punch is non-lethal, but there is an unconscious guy here.
So the one thing I really want to do, I know we didn't figure it out, but we're both really dumb. So can I scoop up the stuff that the school members did leave behind, so like that Boyce potentially has like a chance to look it over?
Ooh, that's it. That's interesting use of your noggin. Let's say yes. I'm going to say yes.
Cool. Hopefully Boyce won't be dead and will have won back my spear and also will understand what this is and can turn it into a friendship point. We're really putting a lot on Boyce here, but I think Boyce is capable.
Yeah. Do you leave this unconscious sea pig here and return to the tournament?
I think Reaper would, because she really doesn't care about this person.
I know what Barbella wants to do before leaving. She's gonna do a plan that I joked about earlier. She's gonna scribble a little card, and on one side it says, burned on half your body support club. And on the back goes, if you ever need to talk, and it just says Barbella and it's got her number.
Okay. That's really interesting. All right, yeah, if you leave that behind.
If you ever want to talk about your birds, come to the church that gets you high.
Yes!
Okay, show of hands. Who will go to the church that gets you high? I would check it out at least once.
I would go to the church that gets you high. Although, to be fair, any church can be the church that gets you high if you take the right things before you walk in.
Yeah. Those are communion wafers you're having, buddy.
All right, yeah, you leave a note with Burnt Whiskers and head back. So let's get a scene of all of you meeting. Boyce, you can carry the big crab leg spear to give back to Barbella as you compare notes.
Yeah, like Boyce is walking and looks pretty like bandaged up a bit more. But Barbella and Reaper do see Boyce carrying the crab arm rather over the shoulder. Sorry, once again. Barbella and Reaper do see Boyce approaching with like Barbella's weapon in tow safely, and there's a smile on the face, like not boastful, but just like a smile, like I think you might have dropped something back there, Barbella.
Oh, I never doubted you for even a moment. I never even considered voting for the coral.
Excellent job. Is this the finals then?
I didn't have time to really check. I almost got I almost got like knocked out, laid out flat, but Gowdy here, came in at the nick of time to keep me from losing outright. But
I think I know just the thing to lift your spirits. Studying nerd shit.
And Reaper's going to like pass over all the stuff from the school. And so she's like, I have no idea what any of this is.
But I will say, Boyce's eye will light up like, those papers from this, I've been trying to get my hands on those for weeks. It just sort of like takes it, just sort of rifles through it quickly, and yet somehow has their book open or to take notes at the same time. I don't explain how. Yes, there are animation frames where there's 3 hands, but whatever.
Look, I'm sure there's some stuff that's interesting in there for you, but we specifically need if anything in here is like krill cartel related.
Absolutely, it's going to be an intelligence saving throw.
Let's see.
For paperwork. There isn't a lawyer shit roll.
That would be a 13.
Yeah, what I'll give you, I was looking for average for, let's say you secure the friendship point. You don't get as much as you would want. But basically, something that seems important here is the topographical maps of Zolfo. This is not unusual for a government to have. Like, obviously, you need to know about the area you oversee. That's normal. But they're marked in ways that are suspicious. Like, you can't break the code. You can't, here's their plan. I'm laying it out. But people are being paid off, and the school is doing something with land and with the vents.
I Boyce will, surmise I don't know if Alfago could give me some more insight into here, but if I didn't know any better, maybe there's some inappropriate bookkeeping happening on the nature of the vents, it looks like.
Yeah, if you recall the first arc, the Banana Boys were trying to pressure the K-Parts into selling their vent. I don't know how much we need to dance around it. Like, the Baron is, a cattle baron. This is a classic trope, This is the Wild West. He's trying to get all the land.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Absolutely. Let's say this is enough. If you hand this over to the Leshies, they will help you, which is what you accomplish. But I will say you're still missing parts of the puzzle. You don't know everything you could know at this point.
Yeah, I will say that, that's fine. I think Boyce will transcribe any notes related to like the possible discrepancies in the topographical map, just to be able to consult with Alfago, maybe even find some other way to research what could be going on. Find someone to talk to about it.
So we've done our gambling friendship quest. We've done the krill friendship quest. That leaves one more friendship quest we got to finish up. What's that last friendship quest we're trying to finish up?
The cephalids.
We need to find pieces of the riddle fish, I think, it was devil's liver.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that's the only note I got is devil's liver from what we've had here.
What if I just misbehave a lot and then we use my liver? Would that be a devil's liver?
That seems
Is that how crime works?
First and foremost, from my understanding, depending on crime, it makes you cool, not the devil. 2, that seems taking your own liver out for the sake of this seems
I'm not saying the whole thing. I might be wrong about this. I think you can take a bit of a liver out and the liver will just make the rest of the liver back. I think the liver's one you can take a bit of and it'll just sort itself back out.
Oh, it does. It has unique after damage. Even when up to 90% has been removed.
Yes! Cool, I wasn't imagining this. You can remove 90% of a liver, up to 90% of a liver, and it will regrow and return to its normal size, volume, and capacity within a few months of the surgery. So, of all the organs that, Barbella could have impulsively offered potentially, the liver's a pretty good one to offer up.
Okay, I will concede to that. That's fucking funny. I love that.
Oh, this is actually good info. If we can find a devil, we'll just say, look, can we take 90% of your liver? You'll grow it back in a month or 2.
All right, well, you can absolutely do that, Barbella, during the next fight, which people are gathering for, and you hear the Banana Baron announcing to the crab, we got a very special Zolfo match coming up. It's our own Boyce, the architect of the gig, and from the crushing depths of darkness, XX Black Ebon Reaper XX. What a delightful matchup.
Is this the finale?
Nope, this is the semifinals. There's one more.
Ah.
Yep, whoever wins this gets to face the finalist, and you don't know who that is. I guess you could find out if you want, or if you want to let the tension build.
Look, if there was ever a time to throw a match, It would be now, when one of you is very low on resources and one is comparatively pretty okay on resources.
I will say you've already won the betting minigame, and you can throw the match, but you'll have to roll performance to do it convincingly, and if you don't, there will be consequences of that. So that's the thing.
I have a feeling that Reaper would not like it if Boyce just threw the match. I think in this respect.
Yeah, I know, but also like, hey Reaper, you maybe don't have to use every single high-level resource you have on this necessarily.
To be very clear with the way Reaper works, it just monks work. I don't really lose resources. Like, I get them back on a short rest. So the resource that I do have that is in dwindling supply is health.
Yes.
But
Okay,
Reaper,
so you just gotta win the fight real fucking fast then.
which, I mean, that is kind of what Reaper does. But I do think, in her mind, it is still going to be a fight. So unless it's like specifically agreed ahead of time, she is going into this not expecting like, oh, they're taking a die from me or anything like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Neither of you are the type.
All right, so you don't need me for this one. The Banana Baron gives a speech about how cool and strong and smart you are, and the crowd anxiously awaits your bout as you two take to the Colosseum. Barbella, I assume you're going off to find Devil over while this is happening.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm starting on that, but that is what I'm up to.
All right, let's roll initiative then. That's a 20 for Boyce.
23 for Reaper.
Nice. I'm just impressed I rolled that high.
I know. A wizard almost faster than the monk. That would have been cool.
So the way I want to note this is like, I don't know how much like room is like where like the mark is to start a match in this Coliseum, but I want to like note that wherever people normally have kind of lined up, Reaper's gonna stand there and then take like several steps back, because in her mind she knows that it's not really a fair fight if she gets into combat range, so she's like intentionally creating space that like Boyce can try to like do magic in. I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna go first and immediately shoot and start attacking. But like in her mind, this is how she's like trying to even the playing field a little bit.
Go for it.
Yeah, she's gonna go in and she is going to attack. It is 19 at a crit.
All right, both hit. Let's see it.
All right.
You'll love to see it.
It's gonna be 23 damage.
That is over half of Boyce's health, even if he was at full. Now, he's not near death in terms of starting the fight. He was at 41 because he used all my hit die and my one free use of Cure Wounds per day to get up to 41. But after that, Boyce is... mark the damage down. After that hit, Boyce is down to under 20 in one hit. Fantastic.
That's Reaper's turn. She's not doing any special key point stuff.
I will say that I like the image of the set crit being so much it does knock Boyce back, on their knee. They sort of like look a bit like pained at that.
Can she catch your hat and put it on your head?
On my head? Oh yeah, sure. I mean, like, if you catch the hat and do whatever you want with it, go for it.
Beating a cowboy's ass so hard their hat flies off, catching it, putting it back on, and continuing to beat their ass is such a fucking baller move.
It's not supposed to be baller. She's trying to be nice. She knows that Boyce looks good most of the time.
Right. So basically what Boyce is going to do after being knocked back, there's a almost like a smile when their hat is put back on. But what happens is a resource is going to be utilized that has not really been used, and that's Gowdy. And so what happens is that Gowdy suddenly surges up in size because Gowdy can change its size. And it is, let me double check the size. The size range it can become here real quick.
Is it huge?
It could go up to huge. Yes, that's why I was trying to double check there. It does not really do much to change its stats, but the idea of of Gowdy growing out large in size, and then on Boyce's turn, he's going to use his action to make Gowdy attack Reaper. So I don't know if this is going to hit, but it's just like the sort of the serpent, the eel-like sort of mathematical construct comes up large in size, almost tries to interpose itself between Boyce and Reaper, and then lunges out to attack. So let me check what Goudy's stats are for the attack here. It is it's +3 to hit, so I do not expect this to work. That is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So, like this thing, like this mathematic construct that's been floating around Boyce, lunges out to attack and does 2d4 plus 1 damage. Does 8 damage. So it's a bit of a... So it like surges up to almost like to protect Boyce further and lunges out at Reaper. And it's almost like passing through your arm, but it still feels like the prick of something biting into it as it comes at you.
Interesting. Very good. Yeah, that definitely hurts. If it is Reaper's turn, she's gonna go right back onto offense though. 23 and 18.
Are those against Boyce or Goudy?
I think against Boyce. I don't think she really quite understands Goudy.
Fair enough there. I was mainly asking that just to delay the fight a round or two longer to make it exciting. But yeah, you go either way. I was just checking.
I understand the notion of trying to make the fight go longer. I do think Reaper in her mind is like not a wrestling fan, but like an MMA fan where like a good fight is one that ends like instantly.
Fair, sure, go for it. It's fine.
So it's going to be 16 damage.
Boyce is down to 2 hit points. So next round, Boyce is down for the count. But I'm going to say, like, to keep up the theatrics of it, Goudy does like another little lunging like bite at Reaper. And let's see what this roll is. That's an 8.
That is a miss.
Yeah, so like dives down, like you could almost jump over, and Goudy just like goes into and out from the sand, like in a little motion there.
Okay. Then oh no. 29 crit and 16 against Boyce.
The 16 hits.
The 29 doesn't?
No, they both hit.
Okay. I'm sorry. 21 damage.
Okay, so let's see here. 21 lethal. Let's
Yeah, I was gonna say, Austin, are you gonna ask me lethal or not? If I can like flavor this, I think like Reaper is gonna be like shooting around, trying to figure out exactly what Goudy is like doing, because she doesn't like quite get it in her mind. Like not like what strategically is going on, but just like she just really can't comprehend what this thing is. So she's like bouncing around the arena, and she realizes like the best way to end this is just to beat Boyce. And I want her to like come in with, do you know the hand move that the Kamehame always goes through? I want her to like strike with that, but then like grab Boyce immediately afterwards, like his clothes, so he doesn't go like flying.
Like it's almost like he bragdolls for an instant and then just is like still in the spot there. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd goes wild. The Capehart family especially just chanting Reaper, Reaper, Reaper. They're foaming at the mouth. They're like the cabbage guy from Avatar. They love it. Everyone's losing their minds, and the Baron, announces your victory and just says, go into the finals. We have Black Ebon Reaper. How exciting. I can feel myself losing it. Oh, it's just the best thing.
Reaper wants to raise Boyce's arm in like almost like a joint victory kind of thing, like a sportsmanship thing, which she has not done to anyone else in this. But she wants to like make it clear, like, yeah, this is my work associate. We're buds.
And I will say that Goudy like reduces down to size and almost like apologetically like curls up around one of Reaper's feet, just.
Oh.
So like, but yeah,
good math problem.
God, that's a line.
Yeah. So previously we had a whole conversation with people who might know where we could go to find out about like devil stuff and magic stuff, and Barbella's first port of call was the church, and that didn't pan out, but the K parts are still an option, because one of them is magic, and that might be a good reason to think that they might know magic stuff. Even if it's not a demon liver, they might know something equally good in magic.
Yep, Grandma Capehart, who you did not really punish at the end of the first arc. You know, she could have been imprisoned or killed, but you kind of just said, like, be nice to your family and left her. So she is actually really endeared to you all, comparatively so, and she's in the crowd cheering on Reaper. The whole family loves Reaper. And so if you just sidle on over to the Candy Crab, she's pink and yellow, covered in just hypodermic spines. Literally fighting her does damage to you, if you'll recall. And she's waving a big sign that says, Reaper #1 fan. Thanks for parentheses. Thanks for not putting me in jail. And you can roll up on her.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, hey there, stud. I saw your match. Hard knocks against the Great White, but you know they're a fearsome predator.
Oh yeah, that was such a difficult fight that I definitely couldn't have won. And Barbella whispers over like. Yeah, I had to lose, but it's cool. I'm gonna kick their ass later.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I could have beat y'all back at the Capehart family, event, but sometimes you gotta lose. Wink, wink.
Wink, 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 wink. I mean, I actually had to, but like, you know.
Yeah, me too, girl. I get it.
Wink.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Cool. I will agree that you only lost because you had to lose. That's cool. Can I ask you a favor? Like, a little family favor?
Of course. Are you still coming to the potluck this weekend? We've been planning it for ages.
Oh, of course. And if everything I've been working on this week pans out, there's going to be, like, cool new sources of food coming into the town, which will be really good for bringing new stuff to the potluck.
Sounds great. What an incredible life we lead.
Right.
We're surrounded by happiness and joy.
Isn't that right? Anyway, hey, weird question. Do you know where I could, like, get demon liver?
A demon liver? I mean, not off the top of my head, but there's a hotel full of body parts. We live next to it. It's like a body part hotel.
Huh. But, like, those are body parts that are, like, waiting to go in the hole, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's not like there's another ready area full of, it's not exactly a cooler full of body parts that hangs out in most towns. Compared to the average place, Zolfo has a weird collection of body parts.
Mm-hmm. Can Barbella do a medicine roll to know whether if you take 90% of a liver that's in the queue to be thrown in the hole, within a couple of months will it have grown back and be a whole liver again and like no one be any the wiser that I took 90% of a liver?
I think because me throwing the well might cause it to become whole, Yeah,
well...
Yeah, roll me that beautiful bean footage.
Okay, let's roll.
Yeah, we got to make like in this area we got a Sam's limbs over there. Yeah.
I got an 8.
8's not good. You don't know shit about livers. You're not a doctor. You'll just have to, just take a risk if you want to.
Fuck it. Well, we've established you only need a little bit of the thing to do the thing. So yeah, fuck it. That's not a bad call. That's not a bad call. Thank you. That's a good shout.
Alrighty, well, don't spend it all in one place. What are you gonna do? Eat it?
No, I'm gonna give it to some people that like magic stuff, and like then they'll be our friends, and we will have people who like us, so that like if anyone decides they don't like us, we got buddies.
Well, shame about the family though. I bet they went through a lot to get it here.
Yeah, and it'll still go in the hole. I will make sure of that. I respect the process of things going in the magic hole. Religious beliefs and whatnot. They only need a little bit of it to go in the hole, though. Just a little bit.
I mean, who's going to argue with you? You're so powerful, and your church gets you high, so I agree with whatever you say.
Right. Look, I really thought riddles were going to be the thing that made my church cool one day, but it turns out getting high is the thing that makes my church cool. And I'll take it, but, I really thought it was going to be the riddles.
I mean, riddles are 10 times more fun when you're high. You have to admit.
There's a whole bunch of people in town who thought riddles were lame, and now they've come to church that gets you high, and they're like, riddles, actually pretty fucking cool, so...
Yep.
I think it's worked out.
I think we got a slogan, get high, do word crimes, you know?
All right. Well, before you go, can I just ask real quick? Is Reaper gonna be at the potluck? I keep trying to corner her and talk to her about the stuff that went down, and she is fast, and can teleport.
Oh well, I'll get Reaper there. If nothing else, I'll get Reaper to come to church that makes you high, and then agree to come to the potluck while high at church. Because you can't go back on a promise you make while high at church.
Oh yeah, don't I know it, girl? I was young once. All right, have fun.
Okay, cool. What processes are there standing between me and going and getting some body parts out of a hotel?
I mean, the real question is, do you want to do it stealthily? Because if you just walk in and grab something and walk out, someone's gonna see you. So that to me is the question. I mean, how much do you want to be known as the person who's stealing from the hotel everyone lives in?
I mean, I don't want to be known as that. I'd really rather not be known as that. I don't know if I can make like a, can I make the attempt of go find out whose body part it is and go ask them nicely, hey, in order to make peace between ours and a fellow nation, do you mind if I take a portion of the liver that's in the queue?
I guess yeah.
That's Barbella's instinct is, can I just ask the person who's person who's in the queue with the liver, hey, you don't need the whole liver to go in the hole. Can I have a bit of liver to go in a hole? It's for a good cause.
Yeah, I like the impulse. I will say if you go and ask Parks, the robot who has that information, he tells you the family dropped it off and left, so they're not here. So, yeah, it's not that it was a bad thought. It's just that you have to decide if you want to do something, kind of shady to accomplish something, basically. Yeah.
I've already made so many Barbella decisions recently, and I'm trying to make more Lillian decisions. I'm trying to slow down and listen to the little Lillian in my head.
We don't want to do anything too hasty and expose some corruption in the church,
All right, Boyce, you lose again. You're double out of the tournament.
Oh, shit. Not again.
This might be time for a thing I haven't done in a bit, which is to cast augury. And get a bit of divine insight into how badly is this gonna fuck up my life if I go and steal a bit of liver. Is this gonna ruin my whole religion if I do this? Am I truly fucked?
So we've done this spell, I think, a couple times. By casting bones or other instruments, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action. I choose wheel and woe, or nothing. If you can tell me what the riddle, and I'll let you know, I guess. Is there do we know any riddles about livers? Surprise, I don't have a riddle about livers ready, but I can have a look. I've got places I've been looking for riddles. The reviled follow-up to songs about Jane, riddles about livers. People did not appreciate that one. It's not looking like there's a good batch of you know that there's there's not going to be good riddles on a thing when you start getting National Institutes of Health articles about the riddle of the necrotic nodule of the liver.
I have a bad one.
Let's hear it.
What is a zombie's least favorite meal?
Liver
and onions.
That's not. I've heard worse.
It's pretty good. I honestly full marks.
Yeah, I think Laura's raised the bar too high now. We don't appreciate pedestrian riddles.
I do my best to prepare riddles for every eventuality, but apparently liver riddles is the first one I failed to be prepped for.
You don't have a riddle for every organ of the human body?
Oh, I have a few organs of the human body riddles. Because of fucking Reaper, I have organs in the body riddles, but apparently not liver. I wasn't prepped.
But to the answer to your augury, I'll put it this way. if you crush the stealth check, there will be no negative consequences, because as long as you don't take the whole liver, as you surmise, as you kind of figured out of character, they only need a part of it to throw in the hole, and the person will come back fine. They'll never know it was gone. So if you are not seen, you're golden. But if someone spots you, there will be blowback.
How high of a roll am I having to do here? Like how's that dice weight looking?
Well, because you chose to do this near the end of the tournament, it's about to be the finals, so there's never been fewer people in the gig. I will say a pretty low difficulty check, because everyone wants to see the finals of the tournament.
Okay. Would casting Expeditious Retreat on myself make it easier for me to succeed a stealth check because I get in and out quick?
No.
No. Okay, fine, I rolled the stealth check. Fuck it, we do it.
Fuck it, we ball.
The Barbella Impulse is winning today. 9. Is 9 high enough? You did say it's during the finals.
It is not high enough, no.
Not even if I Expeditious Retreat?
I'm sorry, Laura, there has to be a consequence. Nope, this is why we rolled the dice.
That doesn't have to be, though. Austin, you make the rules.
All right. You figure out which room the devil's liver is in. You go in, you cut a piece off, you wrap it up, and you leave. And you don't know exactly who spotted you. We, the audience, know with that low roll, someone's going to have some thoughts about that at some point. But
okay.
But that's not where we are. We're at the finals. Everyone's showing up. Everyone's cheering. Reaper, is there anything you want to say or do before you go out there? This is like your big moment. You made it all the way.
Yeah, so I assume there's a moment where she's like going to be able to see Boyce and Barbella. And I think this is a weird question to ask. Barbella, do you have like any like tabard or like a piece of like cloth that's on you besides your like armor?
A piece of cloth. I'm trying to think. I'm going to say yes, because Barbella probably has some piece of fabric she uses for, like, mopping down if she's gotten sweaty after an impromptu workout.
Okay. So what Reaper's going to do is she's going to walk up and she's going to rip a piece off of that, whatever fabric that is. And
the sweat rag.
Yeah. And then walk over and rip off a piece of, like, Boyce's coat. And she's going to tie them around each arm. And she's going to be like,
All right, when I see you again, I'm going to be champion.
and then she's going to head out for the finals.
Hell yeah, you are.
So you all three of you meet together. You're doing that, and while you're doing, before you can head off, I want to say you hear a kind of buzzing noise, and the banana badge you were playing with, Reaper, glows.
Oh, what's this?
All three of you are there, right? You're about to go like through the tunnel to the stadium, and you hear a voice say, "Well, allow me to introduce myself. I don't think we've had the pleasure in person. I'm the Baron Valenzuela. Well met, XX Black Ebon Reaper XX."
Only my work associates get to call me that. You can just call me the tournament winner. Or the ultimate fighter, whichever you'd prefer.
Oh, now, you don't need to be talking like that. I can feel myself getting a little annoyed.
Just a little? I'll have to try harder then.
Just a little. I'm a professional. I've heard impertinence before, but it's not good for the nerves.
Well, why are you talking to me through your banana?
Well, your associates are we can call them freelancers. Is that fair? Barbella and Boyce, I assume you're there.
It's not a term I'm keen on, but fine.
Listen, I'm a little hard of hearing right now, just to let you know.
Well, that's all right. There ain't much to hear. I just got a call in my favor. Now's the time. I'm sure you're eager to go back to your lives.
I feel like I can feel where this is going, and Reaper did not make any deal with you, so, like, this can't be anything that fucks up with Reaper.
I've already got beaten up by Reaper once. I'm not going to do anything that makes it happen twice.
You're in no position to negotiate now. That's all in the past. We're living here in the present. So how about we cut to the chase? You know what I want?
There is a part of me that wants Reaper to just swim into the match as quickly as possible so he never has the opportunity to actually say what favor he's calling
do it.
in.
Go.
Like, I think she is.
You were not. Yeah, Reaper was not part of this. Go do your match.
Like, part of me is like, that's awful for storytelling, but part of me is also like, she's like, fuck this guy.
Well, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, do you leave?
I think so. Like, as long as it doesn't fuck up your story, I do think she is just gonna be like,
Whatever, I have a tournament to win.
and just like dunk the pin in a trash can somewhere.
Yeah, I'd have no story to ruin. I'm just playing a bunch of characters who want things that are trying to do those things to achieve, trying to achieve their ends. That's all there is. So
Yeah.
there's no story to mess up.
I will do that, and I will remove the Baron's Business Banana Boys yellow banana badge from my inventory.
All right, perfect. Boyce and Barbella, do you have any thing you want to do, or are you just gonna go sit in the stands and watch the finale because it's here?
Barbella's gonna go. So yeah, me and Boyce are still here. The people who agreed to do a thing for you.
Are you talking into the trash can?
No, we have our own badges, don't we? Was the voice not coming through all the badges?
Sure. Yeah, it can. I just want to make sure that's the choice you're making.
I assume so. Yeah, Barbella's responding on the badge, being like, "Yeah, no, what? Yeah, what are you after from the two of us that agreed to do something?"
I am out of patience, children. That was a mistake, and you will live to regret it. I am going to have all the vents of Zolfo, whether you help me or not. But if I have to go through you, it'll be fun.
You know what's a mistake? Trying to take something that we owe you and trying to make Reaper not win a fight with it. That Reaper owes you nothing, and Reaper will never not win a fight. Like, don't ask us for a thing that we can't control, because there is no world in which we tell Reaper you have to throw this fight and Reaper throws the fight. That was never gonna happen. You set us up for losing by asking for that.
Boyce is just sort of like, Brown's like, oh no, the vents, huh? I was wondering why people were so up in arms about gathering those things up. Makes me wonder if there's something worth finding, the one that Reaper is going to acquire. If I find anything of interest, I'll make sure not to let you know, with all due respect.
As long as you live, you will not gain the church that makes you high.
But speaking of, I should have gotten high before this match here. I'm at 1 hit point. Someone gave me like a little something to get me back on my feet, but I am, woo-wee, that was a punch or few.
All right, you two take to the stands as the Baron, as if nothing happens, takes to the dais and begins introducing Reaper. Just, from the crushing blackness of the bottom of the ocean, we have hometown favorite, Black Ebon Reaper back again. What a delight. And in the other corner, we have my good friend from the living Western Sea, the Blue Dragon, Lucius.
Hey, I know that guy.
You sure do. This is a sea slug with beautiful blue coloration, a cowboy hat, and a wand in a holster. As he enters the arena, he kind of twirls it like a revolver, back, forth, holsters it again, and tips a cap to you.
Reaper is just going to be like shadow boxing. She's not really going to respond too well because she already like doesn't think too much of this guy. She like stuck through his farm. He fucking sucks. Like she talks shit on him to Porter. Like she can't like act like she cares.
Yeah, Lucius says to you, now everybody knows I'm the best shot in town, but you're the fastest, so it'll be interesting. You got anything riding on the results?
Nope. Just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with my new hole.
That's the spirit. Let the better fighter win. You just get from the body language and the affect that Lucius does not know his boss tried to fix it. He thinks this is like a showdown at the two best people in town.
Yeah.
All right, roll initiative.
12.
10. Woo!
All right. Reaper is going to dash in. She is going to do her first 2 attacks, and then, I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a key point to do 2 more attacks. 24 and 11.
11 misses.
Yes. And then that is going to be 26 damage, and I'm going to spend another key point, I believe I can, to do a stunning strike.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's not a bonus action.
You can actually burn that on every punch if you're really desperate for one round.
Oh, God.
14?
I think 14 is the DC, so you'll pass.
All right. As soon as you hit Lucius's body, you feel a burning venom because blue dragon sea slugs eat Portuguese manivore. That's why they're blue and why they have poison. So Constitution saving throw to take damage from poison.
Okie dokie. 16.
All right, that saves, so you don't take any damage. You just hit fast enough that it doesn't stick to your skin.
Hot dog.
And it's Lucius's turn, and he says, "Mighty strong opening, but you haven't seen my trick shots." And he begins spinning the wand and casts magic missile. He's gonna blow all the spell slots he made it here with, because you can't take them with you. So you're gonna take 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5. That last 3 was a mistake.
Okay.
That wasn't purpose. So,
so
11.
that is 13.
11.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 11.
bang, 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 just shoots you with, bouncing him off the ground, off the stands, just trying to do all the coolest shots. And they hurt when they hit you, but it's not the end of the world yet.
Cool.
And it's your turn.
Yeah, she's gonna endure these shots and get back in close, and I'm gonna do another volley of attacks. 23, 24. That one's gonna be a miss, but I had the wrong modifier on it anyway. And then 18.
All right, everything but the misses or hits. You know what I meant to say. Okay.
It's going to be 27 damage, and gonna spend another key point to do another stunning strike.
All right, I'm gonna do that Constitution save again. What was my Constitution? Oh,
Plus
it's not
1.
very good. Yeah, 20.
20 passes.
There we go. Lucky so far. Lucius, takes his beating and says, "You're every bit as fast as they say. I was a little worried that this would be a cakewalk and a letdown, but your master taught you well." 4, 3, 3, 3. So that is 13 damage. Bang, 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 bang. The gunfighter just riddling you. Magic missile, I assume the audience knows, can't miss.
Yes.
No matter where you go.
Yeah, Reaper's gonna take some attacks, but she is going to endure. She's gonna say,
I'm glad to see that you're a little bit better than a punching bag.
Oh yeah, I'm the best fighter in the whole sea.
No, you're not.
Why do you think the Baron picked me?
He didn't know about me yet.
and I'm gonna attack 20,
Hell yeah.
25, 13, 9, and 18.
All right, only 2 of those hit.
Yeah. It's going to be 17 damage. I'm going to spend another key point. I'm down to 1 to do another stunning strike.
All right, 15.
Yeah, that stunning strike's not very good.
Woo! I mean, it's such a kneecapper if it
Yeah.
works, because I just lose my turn. So, woo. I mean, I'm not. You can all see my rolls; they're public. I'm literally just letting it all hang out. All this was, on the level. No DM screen.
Yep.
All right, yeah. Lucia says, it might be a job interview for you if you want to get out from under the school's thumb and come work for us.
I only do things if I deign to, and usually if there's some benefit to me. But from what I understand from the business Baron Banana Boys, they're kind of going under, so it doesn't really seem worth my time.
We can make it worth your coin if you're going to own the event. The Baron wants it quite badly.
He must. That's why he asked me to try to throw the match, I assume.
Trying to get in my head. Classic maneuver.
Must not have had a lot of confidence in your quick shot.
I admire the attempt, Brainiac. 2, 5, 4, 4. 14.
14. Okie dokie. All right.
Bam, 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 bam.
Still up. I'm going to do another. This is where I have to make this decision on this last key point, but Stunning Strike has yet to work, so I think I'm just going to use it to do another flurry of blows. So, crit.
Oh!
14, 22, and 15.
All right, all those hit and the crit on the board. This might be it.
Okay, hold on. I have to actually do some math here.
Oh
shit.
my god.
Oh, you've got
Crit.
this.
It all comes down to this, Reaper.
I'm so proud of all of my co adventurers today. You've all been great.
32 damage.
All right, that does it. That's it. You win. Tell me how you win.
Yeah.
The first animal, was it Whirl's Fair?
The Whirl's
Martial
Fair.
arts tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, the World's Fair. I imagine there's a point where like Reaper gets like pushed back at some point, and this dude is just firing bullets straight into me, and she just starts like she can't dodge them, so she stops trying to, and she just starts walking through them, and like they're just hitting her, like blood shooting up, but she doesn't care. She just keeps on like juggernaut walking towards this guy until she gets up close and she just fucking hits him with this punch to the stomach that just sends him out of this, like a flurry of blows finished with a punch that sends him out of the stadium, like out off the ring into the fucking wall, like this is a fucking cartoon.
Okay, yeah. If you blast Lucius just completely bodily out of the ring, everyone knows you won and rushes you. So K-Park's in front, obviously, but everyone in the stands empties out and comes in. It's like the end of Rocky IV. They're holding you up. They're cheering. The Banana Baron leaves. Notably, just turns around and leaves.
Barbella wants to run down and in an attempt to give Reaper a huge hug, and just go, always knew you were gonna win. I'm fucking proud of you.
Yes, I am the best. I knew it and I was right.
You are the best and you were right. And hey, anyone who tries to say that you shouldn't, wanted you to throw this away, you're the strongest. Proven now. What they're gonna do about it? Try and fight you? You're the strongest.
Yes. They all suck, but I don't. And I have a hole now.
That's right, Reaper. That was a mighty fine fight and you pulled it off there.
I'm excited to find out what your hole does. Is it gonna be as cool as Church that gets you high?
I wonder if my hole will get us super high.
Oh, the church that gets you super high. Oh, I'll be out of business.
The dojo that gets you super high has a nice bit of a ring to it there.
Yes, I should start up a dojo. Then I could beat up the weak people who come in looking to learn from me. Now that I've proven my shadow martial arts are the strongest.
And we did all of the friendship points, I think, for all of the factions. Look at us.
Nope. You have 3 for the Leshy, 3 for the Shark, and you ran out of time for the Cephalids with only 2.
Oh, then why did I even go steal the piece of liver if we weren't gonna have time to do a third thing for them?
I think because Reaper is going to give this new hole to the cephalids.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
Oh, does that get us a third point, Austin?
It sure does.
She doesn't know what's in it, but they like weird and mysterious stuff, and this is a thing that shoots weird, mysterious stuff out of it.
And if they're on our side, they'll probably let us use it.